In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about winning traits. What do buyers look for when hiring a real estate agent? What's up, guys? I'm Dan Gorfinkel with eXp Realty. I've helped countless buyers and sellers over the years and also coached and trained many real estate agents as well. So today I'm just going to launch into specific things you need to do when you're trying to win over buyers. It's not easy. A lot of times buyers, as you can imagine, have a mind of their own. They may decide to work with you 1 minute and the next minute you're wondering why they ghosted you. So a lot of times it is a double standard. It falls upon our shoulders as realtors to be highly responsive, highly communicative, and always at the ready. So you always want to make your buyers feel like they're the only clients you have. It's the best compliment when a buyer asks you, "Am I your only client?" And I can tell you that from experience. It's something that really resonates. It makes you feel proud. It makes you realize that, geez, I poured my heart, blood, sweat, and tears into doing this and making sure that that they're the ones that you're going to work hard for. So in order to do that, number one, like I said, you need to be highly responsive, highly communicative, text, calls, emails, what have you. But you also have to be highly analytical to a degree as well. So everybody has their different strengths. Mine, I come from an accounting background, so a lot of times I work with the numbers. I'll look at various towns. If somebody's interested in more than one town, I'll definitely delve into the numbers, seeing what the average sale prices are, the median sale prices, as well as like the sales volume, list to sale price ratios, stuff like that. All the good, exciting stuff that we have to look into on behalf of our clients, because it's not just a feel that you have in terms of what a home's value is. You need to know the nitty-gritty. You need to know sales data, and you need to come across with factual data so that you're not the one pushing a client in a certain direction. So a buyer will really appreciate that, knowing your stuff, knowing your numbers, and when you put it in front of them, indisputable evidence is something that is gonna help them make their own decision without feeling like the realtor prodded and pushed them along the way to make a decision. That's ultra critical. You need to make sure that you're arming people with the right information. In addition, especially in this day and age when people aren't necessarily married to one given town that they're looking in, that they're going to make a purchase in, you need to have some versatility and know various areas and various towns. So if I have a client who is looking at 3 or 4 different towns, what I'll do, and especially if I'm not as well versed in a given town, I'm going to give them factual information based on information surrounding the town, like what are the schools ranked, what are the taxes, where is the nearest commuter rail for access to Boston, for example. I'm going to give them that stuff, and then I'm also going to give them a bit of fluff as well. So if I don't have all that information, I have real estate partners throughout the state or throughout Eastern Mass anyway, throughout Greater Boston, where I can ask about a given town. Let's say Winchester as an example. I don't sell a lot of homes in Winchester, but if I have any questions about the latest happenings, about the latest, beyond what's online as far as school rankings and the like, I'll talk to a local real estate agent there who I already have a relationship with, and I'm going to find out information about that town, like what are certain trends, like what's going on, is there construction going on in the town, are they raising taxes? I'm going to find out all that back, that information behind the scenes so that I can relay it to my clients as they're trying to make an educated decision. One thing we know about housing stock in Massachusetts, even if you're rolling in $1 million to buy a home, it's not going to go a long way in Greater Boston, which is kind of crazy to say that, but we all know it's true. And if someone's dropping $1 million on a property, they need to know what they're buying, and they need to know, like I said previously, what the averages are and the median sale prices are, so that they're not going to be the big fish in a small pond overpaying in a given area, and that we also know that certain towns are more competitive than others. So you come to the table prepared, educated, and literally just able to give away everything you possibly can information-wise to people who are making a sound, pragmatic decision. It's ultra critical to be able to do that for people. So when you're initially working with somebody, if I take it back a step, they're not going to automatically work with you just because you're knowledgeable. You have to have kind of 2 components to your personality. It's what I call character and competence. And obviously I just talked a little bit about competence in the world of real estate. You have to know your stuff, and you have to be able to kind of bounce off other agents in given areas if you don't know it in all areas that your buyers are looking. But then character as well. So when you come to the table and you want to meet with somebody, You obviously want to make sure there's a vibe that you have between the two of you, or let's say if it's a husband and wife or two partners that the three of you guys have, that there's a good dynamic, that there's an established level of trust and confidence, that again, not only do you know your stuff from a competence basis, but from a standpoint of character, that they feel they can confide in you, they can trust you. Another thing to help bolster your reputation, more than just the face-to-face meeting, is obviously Zillow reviews, Google reviews, personal letters of recommendation from past clients. All those different things are going to help elevate you in the eyes of a prospective buyer. And we know that, especially nowadays, when it feels like the paradigm of commission payments is going sideways to a degree, where we know that sellers, there's been commission lawsuits lately, so we can kind of talk in depth on that if you want to message me directly. But there are certain things where sellers aren't paying the same fees that they used to. They feel there's no need for them to pay a buyer's agent. And this is kind of a blast from the past. This is how it used to be done, where if a buyer sees a property, they're going right to a listing agent. And we kind of still want to make sure that we can extol our value to buyers, because we know as real estate agents there's still a lot of value in being a buyer's agent specifically. But at the same time, if you're not getting paid by the listing side, you're going to have to be even stronger and prove your worth even more, so that a buyer doesn't just go directly to the seller to buy a home. Again, I don't want to get too opinionated on that matter. Wanted to focus more on being a great buyer's agent, but I think it kind of all rolls into that subject where if people feel that, that there's no value in the buyer's agent, you need to be able to prove yourself and prove your worth. I mean, that's the nature of any business, and rightfully so. The buyers deserve that. Again, going back to the topic at hand, making sure that you're the winning agent, you're providing a lot of value for them. That's huge. Also, making sure that you're able to, again, be there. If you're not able to be there at a specific showing, make sure that you have a team member or somebody to help you out. But I think one of the most important aspects, even before someone puts in an offer on a place, is you need to make sure that your buyers or your clients are going to know that you'll be there to go to bat for them. So even if you can't be there in the flesh to show them a home, even if a team member or another office mate needs to show them the property, you need to make sure that you're there to negotiate for them on their behalves and ultimately do what you say you're going to be able to do. That, especially in the world of negotiating, that you're proving that you're high value, because again, anybody can open the doors, anybody can flip on the lights and talk about a nice kitchen or a nice bathroom or bedrooms or what have you, but there's a lot to being a solid real estate agent, and we're consistently proving ourselves and consistently having to make sure that you match up well, because again, a lot of times there's buyers out there, they can see a few houses with you and say, well, what's he really doing? Where's the value? So what I consistently do is make sure that I've proven my value. So in closing, hopefully this was helpful for you. And if you got some value out of this message today, please give the thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, and feel free to message me anytime directly. Once again, Dan Gorfinkel with eXp Realty. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm happy to answer those, either directly through the chat or message me directly if it's something more private, personal, what have you. Again, I'm always there to lend a hand. Happy to help, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.